Hi everybody, we're back. And like I promised, we were going to reveal all your guesses. I hope you were all good boys and girls and did your homework, because I did mine, and we're going to see how this all ended up. So we'll see. We'll see if you know your tube prices were from 1974, at least according to General Electric. So we'll see how that goes. Now, before I start revealing numbers, let me reiterate and re-explain the rules, because I'm not sure if everybody got it or not. So we had a total of 6 tubes. All right, and what you're to do is to guess what you thought the tube was worth in 1974 for each tube that I had selected. So let's say that tube A was $5. If you said $6.50, it's, yeah, you're above that by $1.50. But it's not whether you're above or below it, it's the difference. So the difference being $1.50 is what we're going to use to basically parlay your score. You're going to basically collect all these numbers, go through all 6 tubes, and how depending on how off you were for each tube, you're going to basically add that number together until you have 6 numbers, and you add them together, and that's your score. Okay? And then what we'll do is, I made some guesses too, and I'll reveal what my guesses were. I didn't look at the book. You're going to have to trust me on that. I didn't. I've been, you know how part of my philosophy is, when you're going through life gets in the way of what maybe sometimes what you really want to do. And that's what happened here. I didn't take the time to look at it. I looked at it real quick, probably months ago when I found the book. All right. So again, it's going to be the sum of all your differences from your 6 guesses added together. And the winner is going to have the lowest score, which means collectively you've guessed closer than anyone else or yourself. So, or you could rate, I'll tell you what my guesses were, and we'll reveal that. Okay? So, well, heck, let's do that now. Okay, kiddies, it's that time. And I'm going to give you I'm going to go over the 6 tubes again, and I'm also going to show my numbers. Now, what you see is what you saw last week, okay, where I went through all 6 tubes, okay, and these were the 6 tubes, and then the total. Now, what I've done is, let's start with the 1L6. Now, I took in pen, as to not confuse you. All right, I wrote the figure here for $5. Okay, for the 1L6. And then my guess for the 6C10 in 1974 was $4. All right, the 7025 variant of the 12AX7, I guessed is $3.50. I went probably the same amount for the 12SQ7. Maybe I should have went higher, but I'll stay with that number. Okay, my guess for a 50C5, which is, of course, your audio tube for an A85 radio, is $3. That was my guess. And finally, the 6AU6A, which is a sweep tube, okay, when a lot of TVs win some radios, $2.50. So my total is $21.50, okay? Now, that's, again, my guess. Your mileage may vary as to what your mind was thinking at the time. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get the book out now, and I'm going to find out what the book said for each tube, and we'll just total everything up. You'll see where I stand, and then you can compare what I did or how I did to how you did, if that makes sense. Okay. So the first is obviously the 1L6 tube. My guess was $5. Let's see what GE says. It is in 1974. Hopefully the camera's going to pick it up. Well, looks like, I think the number is $13.80. Okay, so here, I guessed $5. So I wasn't even close. All right, so here's the differences that I had. And I thought I nailed the 1L6. I guessed at $5, but it was $13.86, which means I was off by $8.86. The 6C10, I guessed $4. It was $4.50, so that was a lot better. I was only off by 50 cents. The 12AX7A, or the 7025 tube, I guess $3.50. It was actually $3.15. I was off 35 cents. The 12SQ7, I guessed at $3.50, was $6. So I was off by $2.50. All right. The 50C5, I guessed at $3. I was pretty close on that one. I guessed $3.40. I was off by 40 cents. And then the 6AU6A, well, I kind of missed on that one a little bit too. It's $2.50, I guessed, and it was $3.60. Now, what I did for my score was I added the difference. So I added the 8.86 to 50 cents, the 35 cents, to 2.50 to 40, the $1.10, and $13.71 is my score. Okay? And I hope everybody understood how I got that. I thought I was going to hit one out of the park with the 1L6. And that's got to be a pricey tube, $5. No, $13.86. So most of that, you know, that kind of messed me up. I was off by $8 there. So $13.71. So that's my score. How did you do? Leave a message in the comments on your score, and where you think you did really good or you were really far off, or did you like the game? And please, before you go, like, share, and subscribe. I hope everybody enjoyed this. I had fun with this, so I hope you did too. And everybody have a nice weekend. Take care. Bye.